Welcome back to Sampstra Games, the place to find new strategy games. And today we're gonna play The Red Project. Now this is a demo, and the game is currently available on Kickstarter, so if you want to support it, you can check it out. There'll be a link for it in the description. Before we play though, I do need to warn you, this game contains fairly dark and disturbing themes, so it's not for those who are faint of heart. So let's begin. The combat in this game is amazing, and it really gets into the atmosphere, so I want to show it off with the fairly dark story too.
Try to sleep in my arms, you're safe. Don't worry, you will not lose me. Hush now, baby, listen closely. Heaven is outside. We wait, you'll miss our doorstep now. We have to hide.
Mom, I think I need my medicine again.
Right, so we're on. We're gonna exit the tutorial because I know how it goes. So the way this works is that on the top you have something called emotional stance or emotional feelings. You're currently balanced, and as you do things you will move in one of these directions, and this will affect decision making, which you're gonna see later.
Mom,
So we're gonna move around and we're gonna check out different
why
things.
does it rain so much here?
I don't know, why does it? Let's go
Are you
look
here?
for a mother. We're gonna
It's
check
cold
outside.
and raining.
You don't want to go outside.
Necklace from Dad. Mom never leaves without it.
Alright, so she has to be around, right? Let's check this.
Mom, let's meet tonight. It will be done by the morning. Your S.
Wonder who S is. Alright, so you can see over here that our attitude is going to change our emotional influence. If we choose curiosity, we're going to move towards the yellow one. If we can move towards the anxiety, we're going to move towards this one. Now, I actually know what this does. For example, in combat, if you're moving more towards the orange thing, you're getting more damage. If you're moving in the other direction, you're getting more essence, which we'll talk about more once we're actually in combat. So let's do curiosity.
It must be a message for Mom. Who's S? What does he want from her?
You also gain different skills. So we have gained a new card for combat because we chose that. If we were to choose the other option, we would get a different card.
She started drinking. She must have gone to the tavern.
Maybe. What's this?
That's bad. I hope she has the rest with her.
Lost our medicine. Have we searched the room so we can walk out?
She must have left not so long ago.
I guess. Let's go. Let's go find our mother. In the middle of the night, apparently. I mean, we could just stay at home and wait for her, but apparently not. Okay, we can run. Press to continue, yeah, we know that. Let's keep moving. What is this? Oh, I think we just woke somebody up. Let's hope they don't come here and scare us.
Let me in 'cause of Wolf Day, huh? I'm not going anywhere. Just you try to stick a beard outside, spuds.
We're gonna talk to him because there's something I want to show you.
I want to get in. Would you step aside?
You think you're special, huh? Nobody's getting through unless I get in.
Not in this state, you won't.
What did you say, you little...
Yeah, keep drinking.
So that's interesting. This whole interaction is very different from what I did before. In my test game, I chose the essence area, and it went very different. And actually, if I talked to him the second time, I would straight up die. So I'm curious what's gonna happen now, if this is gonna be a straight up kill like before, or if it's not gonna be, because we might get a different result now that we chose this other path. So let's do it. We're probably gonna die. Like, I died before.
Didn't I tell you to...
Yeah, we're gonna die.
Didn't I?
Yep, we're dead. Okay. I wasn't sure, but I wanted to show you this game is very unforgiving. Like, you're just straight up dead. Like, you talk to a guy twice and you're dead. That's how this game goes, okay? But we've gotten a new skill card, Deja Vu. So you have these cards. I'll talk again more about them once we're in combat. But what's interesting is that you gain these cards based on what you do. And even something like what I just did, the dying actually gives us an additional card. And this card is actually quite good. So I'm pretty glad it went this way. But I think that's very interesting. Like the idea that a dying is something that you might want to do in order to get an interesting card. I haven't seen that in any other
They
game.
wouldn't squeeze in there anyway.
I mean, I guess you could say that it's like in roguelikes, but it's not quite the same because you start off with a new character and things like that. This is just like literally like loading a save that gives you a bonus. It's interesting. Now let's check this. What is this? You got a stone. We can use that in combat to do stuff.
Of course. Locked.
So let's go check this out.
Oh, right. Innkeeper hasn't bricked up the pantry yet. Maybe through here?
Let's go fight some rats. The combat in this game is fantastic. Alright, so the combat in this game. So first of all, this is like a card combat, so you have all the typical stuff. You've got action points here, it's not mana, it's action points, and how much each of these cost. But on top of the regular, like playing a card, you also have an effect on your emotional stance. And if you play these orange cards, you're going to move here towards damage boosts. And if you are going to play essence card, you're going to move towards essence. Now, you also on the left point, you got essence points. The regeneration of them depends on where you are on your emotional stance. And you have cards that allow you... Do we have any in our hand? Yeah. Essence Strike. Transfer essence point into an enemy. Once you give 5 essence points into an enemy, you can use an ability. In our case, we've got Mind Control. Use this enemy plan action on yourself or your opponent. If you manage to put 10 into them, you can use Essence Explosion dealing 30 damage points. So it's really interesting that aside from your regular attacks, you've got this special essence mechanic. Also, and the emotional stance will affect how much time you have to make decisions, which you're going to see later on. So first thing we're going to do is think we're going to stun this enemy because he's the one that wants to attack us. Then we could play... apply on player focus. Gain 3 block for each play card. Oh yeah, that seems good. So we'll gain 3 focus if we play this kick. We're actually going to play the Essence Strike. Do 5 damage to this enemy. And give it 3 essence. I think it was 3 essence, right? 2 essence, okay. And once we get to 5, you could actually do some really cool stuff. So we're gonna end our turn. We have nothing else to do. It's okay. Now this red is gonna get itself a block. That's fine. And the other red is stunned, so it cannot do anything. Now if you've got battle stance, gain 5 block and 1 action point, so that's great. Next we're gonna stab at this red because the other red has the shield, so we didn't want to use it. And we're gonna give it weakness, which means that I think takes 1 additional damage point, okay? So like, we could do a stab, which would do another 8 point, but we could actually do 2 damage twice here, 7 damage twice here, so that's more effective. So let's do that. We're pretty good at killing rats. Also, where did my sword come from? Do I like typically go outside with the sword? I mean, in this world it's probably a good idea, but I'm still confused why a child has a sword. But okay. Alright, we get another battle stance. We could get Deja Vu. Oh, I should have played the Deja Vu first. Because what Deja Vu does, on next turn, draw cards played after this card. So we're gonna grab that. We'll play the Essence Transfer because this only has 5 shield. We're not gonna do any damage to it, but I do like transferring the Essence so that we can gain additional points. Now, because we are at the irritation state, we have 3 damage boosts. So if I'm hitting him for 7, I'm actually going to hit him for 10. Because I have the 7 is the basic damage and the additional 3 is for the rest. Now, this one actually has a block, so we should be attacking this one. I didn't really notice the block, so I was kind of focusing on hitting it. Or will perform a special attack. That's not great. Plague Bite. What Plague Bite does is that it gives you, I will show you in a moment, 10 damage points each turn. Not ideal. We'll start with Battle Strike. Gain additional action point. Oh, Knockout Strike. Apply on enemy stun. I would possibly... Actually, we're not going to stun this one because we're going to do the Transfer Essence and then we're going to show it off. So what it's gonna do is a special attack, and I'm gonna let the special attack be performed on himself. So he's gonna give himself plague bite, and I love that the animation of that changes as well. It also made itself stunned for this turn. We could stun the other rat. We could try to hit it. We could get momentum here. Momentum applies 2 additional damage points to each attack. So we would have 1. We would only have 2 attacks though. You know what, let's stun it and then we'll stab it. I think that's more beneficial here. Make sure that nobody hits us this turn. That's good for us. This one's going to die in 2 turns because of the plague bite. And we want to do a simple attack. And probably another. Oh, we actually don't even need to do it. Because of the irritation, we're actually doing 10 damage instead of just 7. So we get that bonus there, which is really cool. I think it would be cool if maybe on the cards it'd be kind of like highlighted, like 8 points, and maybe in parentheses you'd actually say like 11 because of the bonus. It'd be quite nice to kind of see that. We won.
Scabby rats. Hey. Have they bitten you badly?
Mother doesn't let me talk to wolf ones.
She isn't here, is she?
I don't know. I tried to check the tavern, but I couldn't get in.
I see. It's dangerous to walk around all alone in the night, you know. Especially for someone with such distinctive eyes.
No. Okay. Can we talk about the fact that the people who say this when you are alone at night usually mean you harm? Like regular people say this during a normal day, you know? Just to like warn you, you know? People who say this when you're alone at night, run for your life.
I am Tahone.
No,
And what is thy name, boy?
No. Alright, so in this game, you have a limited time to make decisions. And how much time depends on your balance, essentially. Because we are further away from balance, you're going to have very little time. I will tell you what the choices are in advance, because I'm doing a voiceover and all that. So we'll have a choice to give him our name or not. I have in my test game told him my name. It was a terrible decision. Like, no, please, no, run. Okay, so in this one, we're gonna try to go the other way and see if it's gonna be equally terrible. Let's go. None of your business. You can see the timer there begins. Oh, they're gonna kill me.
It's all right.
No.
I'm afraid, though, that finding your mother won't be that easy, boy. Better come to the temple with me.
No.
I'll treat your wounds, and then somebody will walk you home. You can trust me.
Run, boy,
I'm not
run.
going anywhere. I must find Mother.
Good boy.
Your mother would be only an obstacle right now. You're coming with me. I'll show you to my brothers. I can't be so selfish not to.
See? Run! Resist, resist. We're gonna fight for our life
Off
here.
me.
Yeah. I told you this
How did you?
game is not for the faint of heart. Yeah, that's it. That's the demo. So the game is kind of scary, but I've got to say I absolutely love the combat, and it does put you into the atmosphere. So yeah, personally I would kind of hope if they like scaled it down a bit and made it a bit less scary. But I mean, it is the game. The game is supposed to be scary, so you know, make you think about things, I guess. But yeah, the combat is amazing. The essence mechanic and the extra damage and the emotions, I love that. That is so good. I want to see more of that. By the way, I didn't say it at the beginning, but it's actually a really cool thing. You can just play the combat or just the story. I don't assume this is, I don't know if this will be available in the full game. I don't assume so, but it's an interesting idea that you can just like do one. Okay, so that's it. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, write down the comment, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye bye.